Being affected by psychic attacks can absolutely mess with your life, where you may feel like your life is falling apart, like you're on a downward spiral and it doesn't make no sense. You have no idea how to get out of it. You may experience so many challenges and adversities, and life just really feels like it's falling apart and you have no control over it. And no matter what you're trying to do, it's not going to work. This is what a psychic attack can do, and if left unnoticed, and if the psychic attack goes on for too long, it can have a lasting negative effect on your life, that it will take a very long time for you to then get out of the effect of these psychic attacks. Which is why it is so very important that if you become aware that you're being psychically attacked, or if you're just noticing that all of a sudden your life is falling apart and you have no idea why that might be, it's to do something about, to really have that awareness, to then do something about, to clear and heal from those psychic attacks, and of course also to protect yourself. Which is why it's so important that as soon as you're becoming aware that something is not right, something doesn't feel right, and your life may be starting to fall apart, that you do something about to heal and clear those psychic attachments that are interfering with you and your life. Because you don't want to ignore it for too long, because it can truly have that lasting effect. And in this video, I want to share with you 6 tips on what you can start doing to start healing and clearing from psychic attacks. And these 6 tips can also help you even if you've had psychic attacks in the past, and let's say you didn't really clear and heal from that, and there's maybe still some psychic attachments that are going on right now. These tips can help you as well. So let's dive right in with the very first tip here is awareness. Awareness is key. You want to become aware when something is off. And usually when it comes to psychic attacks, I guess it depends also on the intensity of the psychic attacks, because the psychic attacks can range in intensity. It can be very light where you may not notice it right away. But then you can also have those really big psychic attacks where you're noticing a lot has happening in your life, where everything is starting to fall apart. So here when I talk about awareness, you want to become aware that when something doesn't feel right, when you're noticing things starting to change in your life, that things are starting to falling apart, that at first everything was going good and all of a sudden from one moment to the next, it feels like everything's just kind of crumbling away. When you're having those kind of experiences, that is a good sign that you are experiencing a psychic attack. Or if, let's say, all of a sudden your money dries up, or you're going through a breakup, or things like that. It's just those sudden things that don't make any sense. They happen out of the blue, or maybe even health problems as well. Now, if you're not quite sure if you're experiencing a psychic attack, I don't want to spend too much time in this video on that. There's another video in the description below where I'll talk more about the 6 warning signs that can give you some insights into if you are experiencing psychic attacks. So that can help with the awareness. But awareness is necessary, because if you're unaware, well, you can't do nothing about it, right? So you want to become aware. That is the very first tip, is become aware when something is not right. Or if you're very sensitive to energy, you may also become aware if you're feeling like something is kind of pushing at you, if you feel kind of squeezed energetically, that too is a good sign that you may be experiencing psychic attacks or psychic attachments. So that is really the first tip, is awareness. You have got to become aware, because then you have the power of choice. You can then do something about it. Which brings me to the second tip here is, as soon as you're becoming aware that something is not right, you want to do some self-cleansing, self-clearing, some cord cutting. Here what you can do is you can smudge, use sage or any kind of smudging tool to smudge your area, your auric field, your field around, like your energy field, your room, your computer, for example, or anything like that, your home, your entire home. You can do that if you're working with angels or spirit guides. You can also work with them to really help them cleanse and clear your field, your home, your surrounding. And then you can also do a disconnection protocol, meaning you want to revoke any permission, any agreements, any invitations. So what you can do here is you want to tune in, really tune into this energy, whatever you're feeling, and then set that clear intention and state it. You can do it in your mind or out loud. And here you want to repeat this 3 times. I now revoke any and all agreements, invitations, and permissions that I have given knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, that from this point forward, any of those agreements, permissions, or invitations have now been revoked. And really say that 3 times. Now, of course, you can change the phrasing, or you can just use the initial part about I now revoke any agreements, any permissions, any invitations that I have given knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously. You can just, shorten it like that as well. But you want to do that. And it's really about the agreements, the invitations, and the permissions. And then you also want to cleanse and clear your energy field. Now here, what you can do is, I have a library of light language activations that can help you with that. There's actually a playlist in the description below. It's a psychic attack playlist that has a lot of light language activations to cleanse and clear your energy field. There are also some shielding activations in there as well, so that can help you. Or if you are doing any kind of energy healing modalities, you can do your own healing as well, really cleansing and clearing your own energy field as well. Which then also brings me into the third tip here is, some psychic attacks, you may need help to really remove them and clear them out. Whether it's because you're simply not aware of what all is in your field, or you simply don't have the ability to heal your own or clear your own psychic attacks. But some psychic attacks may simply just be too intense that you on your own may not be able to clear it. They may also be affecting other areas in your life as well, from your bank account, your social media account, and all kind of different areas, right? And here you may want to go seek a healer that knows how to clear psychic attacks, because you definitely want to clear them all the way. You don't want to leave anything open or anything in your field, because it's going to continue. That downward spiral is going to continue until it is cleared, until this negative energy is cleared. So if you cannot do your own healing and clearing, then you may need to get help. Maybe have a session or 2 sessions to really clear all that stuff out. Like I said, you can use my light language activation for that. But like I said, it could be that it is just so intense and so tricky that you may need that help. And then here you want to then remove any curses, any spells, any attachments, any imprints that were placed upon you by someone else. Now, this could even be someone that you don't even know. Let's say you are active on social media and someone sees you and doesn't like what you're talking about, and they may just send you ill will. So that's basically what it is. Psychic attack is like ill will that is being sent from another person. Yes, there are some people that are actually actively intending to send you a psychic attack, but oftentimes it is done by people that are even unaware of what they're doing. By simply them sending ill will towards you, that can cause a psychic attack. Just be aware of that. And like I said, some of them you may need a little extra help to really clear them out. Then the fourth tip is, you want to then also clear other areas of your life, such as maybe your bank account. Let's say all of a sudden you're noticing that money is becoming tight. Like at first it was flowing really nicely, and then all of a sudden no more money and more bills, more expenses, and no more money coming, and all of a sudden your bank account is just kind of draining. Then you may want to also cleanse and clear your bank account, and even your social media accounts, your website. If you do have a business, you maybe want to do your website, any parts of your business. If you have a YouTube channel, clear your YouTube channel. And then your home, your car, any area of your life, anything that is yours that is very important to you, you want to cleanse and clear that as well, because there could be psychic attachments placed upon those things as well. So you want to maybe cleanse and clear those areas as well. Then the fifth tip is, you want to place a cloak of protection around yourself, your belongings, and everything that is important to you. That means your bank account, your social media, your website if you have that, and anything that is important to you. Now, this also can include your home, your family, but here I just want you to mention, like, when it comes to family, you can only place a cloak of protection around anyone that is under 18. Anyone that is already above 18, that is older than 18, you may want to talk to them and let them do it themselves, to place a cloak around themselves. But you want to place that cloak of protection because you want to protect yourself from anything getting at you or attacking those areas of your life. Because if you're being attacked, any other area of your life and things that are important to you, like I said, your bank account, for example, can be affected as well. And the way you do that is you simply tune in, you connect with whatever you want to place that cloak of protection around, and then you just intend, I now invoke a cloak of protection around X, Y, and Z. Around myself, around my home, around my bank account, around my website, around my social media account, whatever you want to do. And then really imagine seeing that cloak being placed around. You can see it as an orb, as a blanket, as a curtain, whatever you want, whatever works for you. But really invoking that cloak, that will help you protect it. Now here, you may want to check in with that cloak on a day-to-day basis, make sure it's still there, re-invoke it again. If you feel like that it's kind of lessening in strength, you can also check out the playlist in the description below. There are also those shielding activations that can actually help you place those cloaks, those shielding mechanisms on a permanent basis. To help you stay protected permanently. So just check out the playlist in the description below. There are a bunch of videos in there that will help you with psychic attacks. But you want to really protect yourself, because cleansing and clearing, yes, that needs to happen before you can protect yourself. But once you're cleansed and cleared, you have got to protect yourself, because if you have been a victim of a psychic attack once, you can be a victim of a psychic attack again and again and again. This year, I have experienced so many psychic attacks. I have never experienced that before. So just know that you want to protect yourself. Even if you don't think that you would be a victim of psychic attacks. I never thought that someone would psychically attack me, and well, this year proved me wrong. So just be aware, anyone can be a victim of psychic attacks. Okay, so you want to protect yourself. And then the final 6th tip is, after you've done the cleansing, the clearing, and the protection, you then want to pay attention. That kind of also goes hand in hand with the first tip, is about the awareness. So you want to become aware. You want to pay attention when something is trying to get at you. Whenever you're noticing that something doesn't feel right, maybe energetically you're feeling kind of squeezed, kind of pushed and pressured or whatnot, and even maybe you are thinking that yes, there may be another psychic attack, you want to then right away do basically the tips that I just shared with you all over again, to cleanse, to clear, to protect all over again. And of course, then revoke any permission, any agreements, any invitations that you may have given consciously or unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly. But you want to pay attention, because it can happen at any time. You could even receive psychic attacks at night when you're sleeping. So there's actually also an activation about astral shielding as well that you may want to consider as well, to protect your consciousness while you're sleeping. So just know that even if you feel like you're very insignificant and no one really knows you, that you shouldn't be a victim of psychic attack, you too could be a victim of psychic attack. And it's not that anyone necessarily wants to consciously do you harm. It could just simply be unresolved issues that they're having that is geared towards you. And by them really having those negative feelings towards you, that could send a psychic attack. And the more sensitive you are to the energy, you're just more receptible to picking up those psychic attacks and then experiencing the effect more intensely. So just do your work to really protect yourself. So I really hope you enjoyed these tips, and I'm curious to know, have you ever experienced a psychic attack, or are you experiencing one right now? And maybe what have you tried so far to really help yourself? I'm curious to know, so maybe leave me a comment below. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, maybe hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Share it with someone that you think could benefit from me hearing this. Maybe you know someone that is going through a rough time right now, and maybe they are going through a psychic attack. Share this video with them. Share my playlist with them so they can get the help that they need to get out of this whole psychic attack and downward spiral and life falling apart and all of that. But I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful that I was able to share this with you. Now be sure to check out this video here. This is about the signs of, the warning signs of psychic attacks. So you can know for sure if what you're experiencing is maybe coming from a psychic attack, so you can do something about it. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.